What's up, YouTube? Did you ever have the problem you're touching your pick guard and you hear little popping and static sounds and you're trying to play? Or you touch the screws and you hear little static pops and stuff and a charge building up? You're wiping on the pick guard? Well, figured out a solution. I'm sure you can read this on a ton of forums, which is where I discovered it. But I was reminded of it yesterday. I switched out the pick guard on my Strat. I put a single in the bridge, and as soon as I did that, I ordered a new pickguard, obviously, and it didn't look like this on the back. It didn't have this foil. It was just, just pickguard. And I thought nothing. I thought about it. I was like, the shielding, I should probably do it. I don't know, but I didn't do it. Put it all in, and it was horrible with the static from when you're wiping your fingers, touching these screws. Every time I touch the screw, I got a pop. Like it was. Really obnoxious. So I pulled it all back apart, and instead of like getting the foil tape or the copper tape or anything like that, I just and I didn't have any spray adhesive. I read in a forum that that's what they use too. I had success with super glue and just regular foil. This isn't the one I did it to, but it looks exactly like this. Like I took a piece of foil like that big right there. I laid the pick guard down that I was working on a piece of newspaper and just put the foil on top of it and pushed down so I could see where the edges of the pickguard were. I took a little X-Acto knife and just cut it like this, real quick, just get it cut to where it's in from the edge of the pickguard. And after that, I flipped the foil over. I took super glue and just put dabs on it, like on the foil right here. Just dabbed it all up. I didn't cut anything out, put glue everywhere. And then I took a little brush and just wiped it. So it smeared the whole top of it. I wouldn't recommend crazy glue because that stuff seems to dry really fast, but the brand super glue that I had worked well. Maybe you can do it with crazy glue, just work fast, Wipe it on there. Don't put too much. You want it relatively thin. You kind of want it around the edges, so make sure you get good coverage on the edges, but thin. So you don't want it to squeeze out. It'd be a hot mess. You have your fingers glued to it, it'd just be messy, but just make sure you get all over the edges, right? So I wiped just the foil sitting there on the newspaper. I wiped that with super glue. And then I flipped it over carefully and laid it on here where I wanted it. Another way you can help spread it if you don't have it all the way spread is once you get it on there, slide it a little bit around, just slide your foil, and it kind of spreads the glue underneath it between it and the pick guard. Get it lined up and then let it sit. Let it glue on there, right? Once it glues, it was like 2 minutes or a minute, it'll be dry. I just pushed on all the holes like this, kind of with my fingernail a little bit, and made all the indentions for where to cut it out. Took an X-Acto knife. You could just use a regular razor blade, but X-Acto knife worked well for this, the little tiny holes in this slot, right? And I just kind of cut around them real careful, cut everything out. Boom, put the guitar back together. Zero like static, zero popping. Nothing when I do this. I can rub all I want on there. I can touch any of the screws. Sweet deal. My telly was doing that too. My telly was shielded. I think it's my current telly. Anyway, I had a telly one time that was shielded around the controls right in the cavity because of metal cover and all that. It's like shielded right there. But on the pick guard, I was still getting that on the telly. Like I was doing this and it was going popping. So on that one, I kind of just did a hack job of I took a piece of aluminum foil and ran it so it goes under the. Imagine the control plate on a telly is just a round thing like this, a cylindrical looking, or almost like an ellipse with flat sides, right? I put foil that went underneath the edge of it, so when it went screwed down, the foil was under that, and it extended out under the pick guard, basically under here. So I just laid a piece of foil right here, and so it touched the control plate. The control plate was touching it, so it was like connected. It was a complete circuit. And then that under the pick guard out to like right here. And then all that went away. Like no more popping, no more like gone. So, yep, worked like a champ for me on numerous guitars, and I was reminded of it on this one because it was so prevalent without the foil on that other pick guard I put on the Strat. Yep, so nothing new. I'm just putting it on YouTube. There might even be other videos on this, but I thought I'd put one up there because it took me a lot of reading in forums and a while to figure it out. It took a while. Maybe this can help save someone some time. So, yep, hope I helped people out. Enjoy.